Okay, Kale, in this video, I'm going to show you how to quickly set up the microscan 3. So the first thing we do is we load the software, which is Safety Designer. You can get that directly from our website. It's free of charge. So you load the Safety Designer engineering tool, and I have my USB cable hooked up to my PC, and the other end is hooked up to the microscan 3. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to say search for drives, search for devices. And then right after that, I'm going to say start the search. Now you can see that it popped up the microscan 3 in this right window. So I'm going to double click on this. And now it will start communications with the microscan 3. So now you can see that we're connected. And now what we want to do is go in and set it up. So I click here in the box, double click, and you can see now that it pulls up the configuration menu. I'm just going to move this over a little bit here. Kind of go full screen so we can see this. Okay, now you can see here on this main screen, this is actually showing you the field live, the measured data of what it's actually seeing. This is showing you the state of the scanner, so if I fault it out by putting my hand in front of it, you can see it turns red. Alright, so now we want to set it up. So we go to configuration over here, and we give it an application name, give it a project name. That's all you need to do here. Now we click on the application. So here the language we want to select is English. We want it to be normal because the scanner is not turned 180 degrees. Now we click on our monitor, and it should be stationary. It's not on a mobile device, it's stationary. Now I click on my monitoring plane. So here in the monitoring plane, we want it set up here for leg protection, 70 millimeters. 2 times sampling is just fine. Mode 1, normal. These are the default settings. These are all fine. Now when I want to go to my fields and set up the fields. So I click on the fields here. And the first thing to do is up here, you'll see that, I'm going to make this a little smaller. So up here you'll see that there's these 2 icons. This one here with the little circle on top here, with the arrows going around, this is display live measuring data. So I'm going to click on this. Okay, so once we click on this button, you'll see that it starts to show the field all around you. So this is what the actual microscan is looking at. In your application, the best thing to do would be to put a board on one end and then a board on the other end, and that'll show the 2 endpoints of, or a piece of cardboard actually on one end and a piece of cardboard on the other end, and this will show the zone that you want to protect. So in this case here for this demo, I'm going to click on this polygon tool, and I'm going to start a point here, come over to here, come up to here, come up to here, maybe over to here. Then you want to go around that pole that you've got, maybe all the way out to here, down to here, and then I'm going to go all the way back. So you see that when I do that, it will complete the field. Now when you're done, you just double click, and that will then create the field. Okay? So field 1, we've created the field using the polygon tool. Next thing we do is we look at the inputs and outputs, which you shouldn't have to make any changes there except here where it says immediate restart without restart. That's how you initially want to set it up, but then probably down the road you're going to want to use this restart interlock reset required. And you could see that the reset switch comes in on this pin number 6, which is universal IO 2. So that's where the reset is. But for now, for a quick setup, we're just going to say immediate restart without a restart switch, reset switch. So that means that you go in the zone, you break it, it stops. As soon as you come out of the zone, it automatically resets. The next thing we look at is monitoring cases. So in the case of monitoring, all right, so now that we clicked on monitoring cases, it'll bring up this screen right here. And what we want to do is we want to take this information over here. So I left click and I'm dragging it into this first cutoff path 1. Okay, and I'm just going to overwrite the existing. And then what I want to do is I want to make sure that OSSD1 is selected. So what this is doing is you can have different monitoring cases to have different zones that you want to control, but in this case you're only using one field set, so there's only going to be one here, and it's going to be controlled by the 2 OSSD outputs. Those are your safety outputs. Okay, so now that we have the monitoring case selected here, the next thing we want to do is we want to transmit these parameters to the device. So you can either hit transmit here or come up here under system and do transmission here. Now the password is going to be SICK, all caps, SICK, and then safe, SAFE. So again, SICK SAFE, all one word, capitalize. Now I'm going to hit login. You see everything's kind of grayed out. It's going through now and it's transmitting the information. Now it says start the device in test mode. You want to say yes here. So it's going to gray it out again and then it comes back. So now that you've done that, the next thing is now you want to verify it. So you click on verify. Now verification will give you this nice verification report. And basically the verification report is going to tell you how it's configured, how it's set up, what inputs you're using, what outputs you're using, etc., including the field set here. So I would suggest you save that as a PDF somewhere, and then once you've done that you want to hit OK. OK means that you agree that the verification is correct. So you hit OK. Again, you see it's all grayed out, and then once it is verified, takes a couple seconds here, it'll go back to this normal mode. So now you can go up to overview here, and under overview you can see that we have the green, so that means everything is set up. But as I move my hand and I break the field, you can see that the scanner is tripping out. That's it. You've set up the microscan 3, Kale. Any issues, give me a call. Thanks. Bye.